Hey guys, so we're back with another video. I really wanted to make this video. This is also for all of my Naruto fans. I've been working on a lot of projects, guys, so if you see me didn't respond to some of the comments and stuff like that, normally I make some Naruto predictions, and today is a big one. So throughout the years of watching Naruto and watching Boruto now, there's one question that really comes up in my mind, especially from watching the latest chapter of the Boruto series. I think the perfect match of the person that they're going to be having, either Damien or Ada versus, would be someone that has remarkable powers and could be able to heal themselves, as let's say if a power reflect or deflect. It's like Damien has the power to deflect any jutsu, right? So what if I tell you that the perfect match that could counter Damien or Ada's power is someone that we did not see coming? I would say, I think they're setting up a fight between Sakura and Damien, or Ada and Damien versus Sakura. Or they might even bring Tsunade back into the Boruto series, because the only person we haven't seen like fight like that in the Boruto series is Sakura, which is another of the legendary Kunoichi, as well as one of the legendary Sani, Tsunade. The reason why I say that is because we know that from what we have learned so far, the Byakuyo seal, which is on Tsunade's forehead as well as Sakura's, we know that Tsunade is the person that was inspired to develop it, but they also mentioned that during the Sage of Six Path days, Tsunade, or whoever passed down the power, the secrets to that technique, Tsunade end up learning it because she is half Uzumaki and half Senju. So the reason why I'm bringing this up now, because just like they revealed to us that there is like a Sage mode for every Sannin in a weird way, we know that Ryochi Cave exists, which Orochimaru found and had a connection to Jugo's lineage clan, right? And we know the toads in Mount Byakubo, right? So a little question that we have learned a little bit of the war arc. We know that Katsuyu, which is the slug that Tsunade normally summons to heal people, what I found weird about it is that Katsuyu is much bigger than we think she is. Katsuyu has the ability to split to either fissions of herself, but the only way you could even summon Katsuyu is to have the ability to have the Byakuyo seal. Now another Jinchuriki that looks like Katsuyu, because I know that Katsuyu is not a Jinchuriki, but similarities that I found is the six-tailed Jinchuriki tail beast, which is Saiken. Saiken is the only tail beast out of them 9 that looks or resemble a slug. And what if I tell you Saiken could be like the king, or the, we don't know what gender Saiken is, but we know that, what if I tell you Saiken was originally located in the Shikori forest, which is where Katsuyu is from, and that why you think it's only Katsuyu that is able to, be the only slug? You know how the Sage of Six Path, how he was creating each tail beast from the 10 tails and stuff. I feel as if each of those tail beasts were, I guess, gathered so much energy from the location they were in. Eventually they ruled that side of the world, right? Katsuyu is the only remaining slug out of the Shikori forest that we know of. And another thing is, like I told you guys, it takes either energy or even another person to have another Byakuyo seal to summon 1/10 of Katsuyu's actual body, which means Katsuyu is probably one of the strongest summoning. And even in the war arc, it was mentioned that Katsuyu is only 1/5 of her strength. So when you have two Byakuyo seal users, they could summon her at the same time. And we show like half of the how big she really is. And another thing is that we know the abilities that Katsuyu possesses: instant regeneration. She could also intel different location like a sensory type from a long mile of distance. We even saw that during the pain arc. So the Byakuyo seal is not just a easy jutsu. The only way that you could actually, coincide the jutsu is to have the seal. Once you carry the seal, then you could use all the beneficial technique of Lady Katsuyu. But at the same time, we still developing more and understanding like what the jutsu actually do. Because let's be honest, the first time we saw the Byakuyo seal, which Tsunade released when she was fighting Orochimaru during the Sannin arc, we only saw 1/2 of the Byakuyo seal, which only spread in her forehead, right? But once we started getting to Shippuden and the war arc, we realized that Tsunade could have the technique spread in her entire body, which is called the 100 healings technique. So I feel as if as the Byakuyo as well as a Katsuyu summoner gets older with age, I think they unlock more powers of the Byakuyo seal, because I don't think the Byakuyo seal is not it's a incomplete jutsu still. And I think they're gonna probably say that in the Boruto chapters, like the Byakuyo seal could be a counter to whatever enemy, but I think you have to be more proficient in it. Like for example, the only why I say that is that the only time Tsunade is using the Byakuyo seal is either to stay young. So her Byakuyo seal, as strong as she was, is not fully completed. There's partial parts that are missing. Because if Tsunade was like younger but still using the Byakuyo seal, she would have been a lot stronger due to the fact that she has a big reservoir of chakra, because she is half Uzumaki and half Senju, which are naturally born strong people. The Uzumakis have like strong body presence, and then the Senju has like unbelievable might and power. So by Sakura learning that at that age she was, and showing the proof that on the war arc she was able to still summon Katsuyu while Katsuyu was still present on the other half of the battlefield, healing the Kages, while Tsunade was still under a depleted Byakuyo seal. So there's a lot that we really need to know about Tsunade's, like I would say her jutsus, because I think it's comes to say that I think Tsunade would have done just incredible job if she had more perfecting that jutsu, because we even saw her fighting from not fighting pain leading up to fighting Madara during the war arc, and managing to keep up and helping the Kages and healing them at the same time. So it's because that Tsunade couldn't do nothing about during the pain arc, because she had the villagers to focus on. So if you take the village, like I know normally people talk about combats online and how to like combat, and they'd be doing the analyzations between what characters nerf and what's not. I would love for them to sit there and analyze this, because I think this could be a big information that might connect to future chapters in Boruto. Like, do you think that between Sakura and Ada, or Damien, which is her brother, versus Sakura or Tsunade, would you think this would be a perfect match? Because we haven't seen Sakura at all throughout Boruto like that. The only time we've seen Sakura is either she's in the hospital, and then the last time we saw her was during the I think it was like Shiden arc, which was the guy that was inspired by Itachi, Shin Uchiha, right? That was the only time we saw Sakura fought. So the older Sakura, we don't know what other jutsu she might have, you know, because besides Naruto losing like Kurama and Sasuke losing his Rinnegan, she is probably the second powerful person in the village besides Naruto and Sasuke, because I count both of them as one. So with the newfound power of her 100 healings, her power of 100 healings might be a bit stronger than Tsunade's, but like time will tell, because we haven't seen what happened after the war arc, like how strong the jutsu, because I know that even after the war ended, she was still collecting power and her Byakuyo still, as she's still training and all that stuff and moving around, right? So I believe either in future chapters they might explain that, you know, Damien or Ada will probably versus Sakura and Tsunade, or Sakura or Tsunade might end up coming into the Boruto series and fighting with those two characters if them three decided to attack the Leaf Village. Because I've been puzzling about this. I'm like, I know that a lot of people normally just focus on Sasuke, Naruto, just mostly on the man side, which I understand, but I feel as if this is what I feel like that's coming up. Like, we need more understanding of the Byakuyo seal and how this could be you know, because you know Damien could keep reflecting, and we gotta know what is their like limit. How long can he keep deflecting things? You know, can that be a counter to what it is? Because we know that Ada, she can't fight. She could only she says she's not meant for too much combat. That's why she has her brother as like a shield. And then we know that Code could do the claw marks and do the it's like ninjutsu, taijutsu, and the other one could just like reflect anything. So it's like all three of them, ninjutsu, taijutsu, and fuinjutsu, like sealing. So I think the best way to either destroy Damien or Ida, they could actually seal them instead of like, because we know that none of the techniques could work against them. So I'm thinking is sealing jutsu could be the side effects of sealing them instead of like fighting them, because all of them are overpowered, especially Ada and her brother Damien. But like I said, guys, what do you think about this? What do you think that could be different, especially in future chapters? Do you think that they might bring like Tsunade back or Sakura back into the series to like really talk about that? Like, and even in the future Boruto, like in the very first episode, we don't know who's the Hokage at that time, because we know that something happened to Naruto. A lot of people speculating it might be Sakura who took the reins of becoming Hokage, which I would not disagree, because now besides Naruto and Sasuke, and let's say if Rock Lee something happens to him, she's probably next in line to like trying to defend the village. Plus she has the ability to defend the village in case of something happen. Like I told you before, like her Byakuyo seal is a bit stronger than Tsunade's, and I think she could have more, you know, they said that she also have like genjutsu resistance, and you know, I don't think her taijutsu is not that bad. So I think she could keep her own when it comes to fighting back some of the Otsutskis, right? And you know, all these other new threats. But what do you think? Tell me what you guys think. Like, that's some of my theories that I think. Like, they need to expand more on the Byakuyo seal, especially in the Boruto series, because since they started doing that, I think they should keep it up and explaining us more about this. And like I said, what do you guys think about what I said about one of the tail beasts, which is the sixth tail, was originally originated in the Shikori forest, and that's another area that I really need to expand on. Like, what is in the Shikotru forest that they haven't told us about? Because we know Katsuyu's from there, and all places that has like those dormant powers sometime have sage mode. Like, do you think Sakura could have like a newfound technique like a sage mode? So like and subscribe to my channel. Tell me what you guys think. I'll come back with part 2 of the video. Bye bye.